Hello everyone, welcome to Organolysis. So welcome to the another session of the name reaction series. Now in this particular video we are going to discuss that important name reaction, that is Peterson olefination. Now this name reaction is very much important for CSIR and NET as well as GATE as well as in IIT JAM also, right? So this is very important topic. Questions frequently comes from this topic, so that is why this name reaction is very much important. Now in this particular video we are going to discuss some important points, all the concepts, all the mechanisms and the previous year problems also, right? So let's move on to the topic. That our topic is the Peterson olefination. Now what it deals with, now basically you have a ketone like this and you have a alpha silyl carbanion. Now this carbanion can directly attack to the system to get this kind of intermediate. Now the important thing is that from the name you can see that this is the olefination reaction. Now what is meant by olefination? Olefination mean by the formation of an alkene. Now from this substrate you have to prepare alkene, and the scientist Peterson first derived this method, that is in presence of acid or in presence of base in this compound, that they are going to get the final desired product, that is the alkene. Now there is a two different kind of condition, that is it is either base mediated reaction or it is acid catalyzed reaction. So we are move on to both of them, that is in the basic condition also and the acidic condition also. Now let's first see that the basic condition. Now what happens in the basic condition? See that you have given a ketone like this. Now you have given also this kind of alpha silyl carbanion. Now this negative charge can directly attack to the system, so it can attack over here. So if it is attack over here, then you are going to get this kind of product. It will go back in this way, that is O minus, and subsequently it takes a proton from water to get its OH, right? So from here the next important thing is that olefin preparation. So olefin preparation is basically they have given the base. So this is our basic condition. So when we are using the basic condition, so what happens if we use a base? The base generally used for this reaction is potassium hydride or any kind of sodium hydride. So this kind of base are basically used. So this hydride can directly take a proton from here to get its O minus. Now we can write the structure in this way. So there is a possibility, that is the formation of oxacillatidine. So what is meant by oxacillatidine? You can see over here I am written the name over here. So this can attack with this can bond with this silicon. So this is basically kind of Wittig. You can see the bond formation between phosphorus and oxygen in the Wittig reaction. So it's a quite similar with the Wittig reaction. So that is why it is also called the Silla-Wittig reaction. So the silicon oxygen bond is also strong. So that is why this, if it is in same side, then this oxygen and silicon can bond with each other. So there is a formation of bond that is called oxacillatinides, right? So this oxacillatinides, its formation over here, and the subsequently it form the alkene. Now how it will form the alkene? So the alkene formation is basically in this way. The similar mechanism follows where when we are going to discuss the Wittig reaction, right? So I think you know the Wittig reaction and basic concept of Wittig reaction. So that is how it will get the final product, that is the olefin. So that is how you are going to get this kind of product. Now the important thing is that this syn elimination. Now this is one of the most important thing is that there is a formation of syn elimination. If these two are in syn position, that means in the same side, then we are going to get this kind of product. So this is basically syn elimination. So this is actually the syn elimination, right, this way. Okay, so this is overall concept of the basic elimination. Now move on to the next concept, that is the acidic condition. Now what happens in the acidic condition? So in the acidic condition, basically similarly it will attack over here, it will go here, it takes a proton to form this OH. Now it will follow when we are using acid. Acid is basically used for this reaction, that is H2SO4 or sometimes toxic acid or any kind of H plus. So when we are using this, or also any kind of Lewis acid is also used, that is BF3OET2, right? So this is also as a Lewis acid, so it can also attack, it can coordinate with the oxygen to form this olefin. So when we are using acidic condition, so it takes a proton from here to form this OH2 plus. So when it will form the OH2 plus, now water can directly attack to this silicon. So just because the silicon oxygen bond is quite stronger, so that you are getting this silicon oxygen bond, and this bond can go here and it will go from here. So this is one of the case of the E2 elimination. So it is basically you have to put this OH2 plus group and this silicon group to the antiperiplanar to the each other. So this is the antiperiplanar position, so it is kind of E2 pathway. So for this from here you can easily predict that in case of acidic condition you have to use the antiperiplanar condition to get this final product, that is olefin. Now for this Petersen olefination, you have to know some points that you have to remember for this reaction is the alpha silyl carbanion and the carbonyl compound. From here you are getting this alkene. Now the next important thing is it is also called Silyl-Wittig, as I already mentioned that this it is also kind of Wittig version of Silyl-Wittig reaction. So it is called Silyl-Wittig reaction. Now this is the important thing is that the stereospecific. Now why it is stereospecific and how to predict that stereochemistry of the reaction. Now stereospecific reaction, for this you have to know, I made a small trick for this reaction. It is not quite a trick, but you have to it is very much helpful for your examination, right? Now let's see that how we use the trick. So basically when you have the syn means that is OH or OH and silicon. So these two group when is in syn to each other, then you have to put a base, or reversibly when you have given the base, you should know that the syn elimination has been takes place. So it's a vice versa. And when you have the acid, then you have this OH and silicon anti to each other. So when you have the base, you have to eliminate this group is in when this OH and silicon is in syn to each other, and when you have the acid, you have to maintain that OH and silicon is antiperiplanar to each other. So this is how it's a specificity of the reaction. Now this for this reaction you should know some examples that makes your concept more clear. Now see the example first, that we have given the same substrate, but here you see two different kind of OH. One is this one, another is this one. You can see that silicon group is in the below the plane, and whether this two OH group is in the below the plane and this one is the above the plane. Now when you put the KHMDS, it is basically potassium hexamethyl disilyl azide, so it's a kind of base. So when you use the base and when you use acid, what will be the product? Now when you use the base, so we know that from here, that is when you have the base, you have given this base basically eliminate, that is the syn elimination. So when you have these two groups in syn, then base elimination takes place. So it takes a proton from here, it will bond over here, and it will leave from the system in this way. So there is a alkene formation in this position. So but in this is intact. So this is your overall OH, this is your OH, so other groups are intact, right? So this is all about the basic condition. Now when you have used the acidic medium, then what will be the product? Then we know that in presence of acid there is anti-elimination takes place. Now which one is anti to the silicon? That is this OH is anti to the silicon. So that is why the alkene formation takes place in this position. So you have the alkene in this position. So this is the very much important example for this Petersen elimination or Petersen olefination reaction. Now let's see the next example that you have is this kind of substrate. As you can see here, you have in the same substrate you have given these two conditions, that is one is the potassium hydride, that is basic condition, and one is the BF3OH2, that means it is in acidic condition. Now what will be the product for both these cases? Now as you can see that base is given over here, so this OH and silicon is in the same side, so as you can easily predict what will be the product, just because you already know that when you have the syn of this OH and silicon, then and when you use the base, the syn elimination takes place. So as we can see here, the silicon and OH also is in the syn position, so the bond formation between here, and you are getting this final product like this way. So you can write it in the short way, that is, this is your C3H7, here is your hydrogen, and if you write it in the plane, so this intermediate look like in this. So it takes a proton, hydride takes a proton from here to get this O minus, and you have the hydrogen, and you have this C3H7 over here. Now it can bond over the silicon, and it will remove from the system. Subsequently, then the product you will get is this one, that is this CH3H7 and then CH3H7 is opposite to each other, so that is what you get, the E isomer from this one, that is E alkene, C3H7 and C3H7. So this is your E alkene in the 95% isomer, right? Now the next case is that when you have the acidic condition, then what will be the product? So acidic condition, you know that in case of acid, you know that the anti-elimination takes place. So what is meant by anti-elimination? That this OH and the silicon group has to be placed in the opposite to each other. So let's see, and let's make it opposite to each other, and then you will move on to the product, that is this one. Now you have to write the silicon in the plane, so that is this overall group is in now in the above the plane like this way, where you have the hydrogen, and when you make this OH group is in the plane, and actually subsequently this OH is covalently bonded with this BF3 system, so this is O plus and BF3 minus in this way. This is actually OH. Now you have this C3H7 in this. Now you can see here, that is the antiposition is we are getting this antiposition. Now it can easily eliminate. So when it's eliminate, now you can see these two groups in the same side, or it is in the above the plane. Then what will be the product? The product should be C3H7, both the C3H7 in the same side, that you are getting this Z isomer in the 94% yield, right? So this is all about the Peterson elimination of this compound. Now let's see the next example for this reaction is this one. Now when you use this substrate, you are using magnesium, copper, CuBr, and this overall alkyl COCl, right? So you know that magnesium is given, so it will coordinate with the magnesium. You are getting this Ampoulang reaction, that is magnesium chloride, and the CuBr is basically used for the transmetallation, and this group, now this MgCl group will attack. You can write in the RCOCl. This I am written this overall group in just in the R, so it can attack over here. Cl will leave from the system. So the final product of this reaction is this is silicon Me2PH, and this is COCl. Now this is the product. Now when you use the methyl lithium, so it can attack over here. So this is hard combination, that is why it is you get the product C5H11. This is your SiMe2PH. Now if I write this SiMe2 group in the below the plane, then this methyl group should attack in the above the plane. So that is why you are getting this product. Methyl is in the above the plane, and this sorry, I made a mistake right now. This is not Cl, this is actually R group. So the R group is like, so R group is basically C4H9. So this is here is the R, right? So this is all about the case. Now when you use the base, then what will be the product, and when you use the acid, then what will be the product. Now when you use the base, so we know that the syn elimination takes place. So syn, they can see that silicon and OH is in the same side, so that easily it can eliminate and form the alkene, so that this two group is in this R group and these are C5H11 group anti to each other. So the product that you get is R group and C5H11 in the anti to each other. Now when you use the acid, so what will be the product? You have to change the stereochemistry of OH, that is you should make this OH in above the plane, or you can write this group is in the plane, and you have to put this OH2 group in the plane, but you should maintain the anti-periplanarity of the reaction. Then the product that you get is C5H11 and that is the methyl and the R group like this. So this is what you get from here. That is it is in the 95% when you use acid, and when you use this acid is in the 95% when you use the base. So this is all about the case of this reaction. Now the next example of this Petersen olefination is that if you use this OSO4, that is NMO OSO4, you know that it will make the syn dihydroxylation. So it is basically used for syn dihydroxylation, and it is your NMO, that is your catalyst, N-methoxy. So this catalyst is basically looks like this, that is NME, right? So this is your NMO. Now when you use this one, this NMO is basically used to regenerate this OSO4 in the previous form. So the product, you can see that this OSC, this CO2, ME, CLL, all is in the above the plane. So the dihydroxylation should take place in the below the plane. So that is what you get from this reaction is this one. This OH is in below the plane, SiMe3, CO2, Me. Now you have given the acid, that is tosic acid. So it's a kind of acid. Now you can see the silicon and OH is anti to each other, so the alkene formation takes place in this way. So this is very much important example of this reaction, that is the Petersen olefination reaction. CO2Me over here, and this bond alkene formation over here, and this looks like this. So this is all about the product of this reaction. So it is very much important example for the Petersen olefination. Now let's move on to some previous year question that you have is the question which was came in CSIR, sorry, not CSIR, it is GATE 2018 question. Very much important example of this reaction, that is you have given this substrate, you have given the base. So this question directly takes from Claydon, right? So the question says that you have given the substrate and base. So you know that this hydride takes a proton, it will go O minus like this way. So you can write this overall group is in like R. I am writing this whole group in R. So this is also R prime, right? So when you have this is R and R prime, you have the SiMe3 and you have this O minus. So you know that when you have base, there is a syn elimination takes place, but you don't have this syn arrangement. So you have to make it syn arrangement. So in order to make it syn arrangement, that this is your R, this is your R prime. So this is now your silicon methyl and this is your O minus. Now this O minus bonded with this and you will remove from the system in this way, so that the final product that you get is this one. So your product should looks like this. So this is your final product. So this is how simple the question was, and you can get easily 2 marks or 1 mark from this question. Now the next example for this reaction is the question came in CSIR NET December 2013. The question says that you have given a substrate like this and potassium hydride and subsequently MCBPA, that is metachloroperbenzoic acid. Now you have given 4 options, you have to predict what will be the answer. Now, as you can see here, that is the base is given, so syn elimination takes place. So you have to find out whether which OH is syn to each other. This OH is anti to each other, anti to silicon, and this OH is syn to this silicon. So where the alkene formation takes place, in this position the alkene formation takes place. So you have the OBN like this. This is your OH. You have the alkene formation over here. Now you can see that MCBPA is given to you. So what is done? MCBPA basically formed the epoxidation where the OH group is placed. So it is OH directed you can write over here. I will show you here. That is OH directed epoxidation. Now what is mean by OH directed epoxidation? It basically implies that whether the OH group is in below the plane or above the plane, then the epoxide should take place in the above the plane or below the plane. If so, it is mean by if OH is in below the plane, then epoxidation should take place in below the plane, right? So you can see here, if similarly vice versa, that is if you have the OH is in or below the above the plane, the OH, then epoxidation takes place in above the plane, right? So this is a simpler concept. Now when you use the MCVPA, you can see here, and why this takes place. So for your kind information, this OH directed epoxidation takes place because of the hydrogen bonding formation of the metachlorobenzoic acid with this oxygen. So that is why this OH directed epoxidation takes place. So it is basically the hydrogen bonding concept, hydrogen bonding with OH. That is why this OH directed epoxidation takes place. So you can see here that is OH is given below the plane, so metachlorobenzoic acid should form the epoxide in the below the plane. So this is now your OH. Now this is your below the plane. This is your final product. But you can see here that none of the options which is given to you is in the below the plane, the OH. They are given that this whether this hydrogen is in below the plane or above the plane, just because you have to make this epoxide is in the plane. So if you see here that if this bond is in below the plane, so there whether the hydrogen is above the plane or below the plane, the hydrogen should be above the plane. So this is all about the product. Now you can find out the answer. That is, you can easily eliminate these two options because you don't have the acid, so you don't get the alkene over here. So you have to answer between A or B. So you can see here this hydrogen is in below the plane. That means this epoxide should take place in above the plane, but you don't. But there is no such a condition is happening over here. So you can see here this OH is below the plane and this two hydrogen is in above the plane. So what will be the product? The product should be this, that is this two hydrogen is in above the plane. So this is all about the Petersen elimination, and I covered the previous year questions also. So I have covered all those topics related to this NEM reaction, that is Petersen olefination. And I hope this video is very much helpful for you, and keep sharing my videos in your friend circle. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to get earlier notification from my channel. And that's it for this video, and thank you so much for watching.